Hi, name's Trench, Doug Trench. And it's been a while since we've talked, and since then, one of our guys achieved a milestone you wouldn't believe. That's right, I'm talking about John Blair's 50 years with Team Fishel. Now, John's one of those guys who could go on for another 50 years if grace would let him. Why don't we take a few minutes to look back on the career of a man who's been on the job since Ike was in the White House.
"50 years is just incredible. John epitomizes everything about Team Fishel, our culture, our values, who we are, what we stand for. John's the guy.
I asked John that question, why he's stayed as long as he has. His answer was, because you've treated me right.
It's been a good company to work for, and they've treated me fair. That's the way it's worked out for me.
John Blair is truly an icon with this company to have the longevity that he's had at one position. In the mornings, you'd find him in the trench. At the end of the day, he's still in that trench.
John, as Ken Fishel before him, as lots of other teammates before him, expected the guys to be working. And this particular teammate was leaning on his shovel, not doing anything. And so that really bothered John, and he said, you know, right there where you're leaning, I need you to dig a hole. And so the teammate spent the next 30 or 45 minutes digging that hole, and then came back to John and said, okay, I've dug that hole, what do you want me to do now? And John's response was, fill it back in.
I can remember Ken many times describing John Blair, and he'd say, oh, that John Blair. He's just something else. Well, I can remember Jeff grinning from ear to ear when he was pricing a difficult job, because he knew he had the John Blair factor. He knew he could rely on John to solve unforeseen problems and to bring the job in on budget or better. Jeff would be thrilled to be here to tell you, John, what a great pleasure it has been working with you in his lifetime.
I think the thing that John has done over his 50-year career at Team Fishel is he's set the bar. Every time John went and did a job, he established a new bar that others tried to reach. And I think with a 50-year career, he set a new standard, and I'm not sure there's ever going to be somebody that can match 50 years with Team Fishel.
Long time, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, John, it's been a long road, but I bet it's one you wouldn't have walked any other way. You're a man that other men measure themselves by, and we've been proud that you chose to make Team Fishel your home for half a century. Thanks for everything, John.